Appreciate everyone joining in and being part of our business days at the Capitol. I'm Webb Brown. I'm the President and CEO of the Montana Chamber of Commerce, and welcome again to the 16th Annual Montana Business Days at the Capitol program. As is our tradition with Montana Chamber events, if you would please join me in a moment of silence to think of those who are protecting and defending us around the world today, please. And God bless them all and keep them safe. Please go ahead and start with your meal as we begin here. And I'll just take a few minutes now to set up the event. Business Days at the Capitol happens to be our 16th annual event. So, of course, that means that it started in 2001. In 1999, which was my first year at the Montana Chamber, and prior to that time, it was called Chamber Day. And that's when many of the local chambers would come to meet the chamber, Montana Chamber, and legislators at the start of the session. We do thank the local chambers of commerce who are still participating, and we greatly appreciate that acknowledgement when it comes to the business days of the Capitol, even though we aren't calling it Chamber Day anymore. But we did start in 2002 with this as an annual event, even when there wasn't a legislature, in part because we wanted to reinforce that business issues are there day in, day out, year out, regardless of whether there's a legislature in place or not. And now Business Days has grown to be the largest business advocacy event of the year for us, certainly, and the largest gathering usually of legislators outside of the session. In fact, tonight at the banquet, I think we have a significant number of legislators who are in town. It also doesn't hurt, as we stumbled on a few years ago, that it's time to coordinate with the opening of campaign season or filing for office. So, of course, a lot of the politicos are in town for that purpose. Still, it's you, the business people, who make this event possible. You show up year after year and convince us that it's an important thing for you to talk about business issues at the start of the year, whether, again, there is a legislative session or not. Business Days would not be possible without all of the sponsors, and I know that you have a listing of those folks on the table, but I'm going to go right through those quickly. Associated Employers, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Montana, Boeing, Charter Communications, Cloud Peak Energy, EBMS, First Interstate Bank System, Montana State Fund, Northwestern Energy, Pacific Source Health Plans, I'll get that right yet, and Town Pump. And then our opening State of Business lunch sponsors are Morrison Merrily and Payne West Insurance. Let's thank those folks, please. I would like to recognize some specific folks at this time as well. Many of the board of directors of the Chamber and the Montana Chamber Foundation Board also, my bosses, are here. They met yesterday, last night, and even this morning to continue our important oversight of what the Chamber is engaged in now. We've got some former chairs of the board here as well. I said David and Paul, and I think Don is in the room. Tammy is here. A number of those folks who have been involved in the past, and we greatly appreciate their continuation with the Chamber as well. I also want to recognize the staff of the Montana Chamber. I wouldn't be able to do any of this without them, and they do a great job, and we appreciate their efforts overall. You've got very good people working for you. And then a number of officials, and I know some candidates and other folks are in the crowd as well. And lastly, but certainly not least, my real boss, Kathy Brown, my wife. Glad to have her here as well. So I thank all of those folks, and how about just a round of applause for the boards and others as well. And finally, the Business Days is also a time to recognize our High School Business Challenge program. We'll do that tonight at the banquet specifically. However, we also have an opportunity right now to support those kids as well. In your program, and I know on the tables in front of you, you have a listing of the auction items for the Business Challenge. Please look through those. They're actually displayed out front by the door there as well, and the bidding is open on those at this point in time. We will close the bidding at the end of the banquet tonight. So, set your sights on something and go after it. Don't let anybody dissuade you. That's my philosophy of my wife. So, it doesn't matter what it takes. And also this year we're enjoying the repeated generosity of Alaska Airlines and Delta Airlines, and they each contributed a pair of airline tickets, and we're raffling those off, $20 each or 6 for $100. Check with any of the chamber staff or out front at the registration desk for your almost guaranteed winning ticket. Somebody's going to win it, so it's guaranteed to have a winner. But and then we'll just go ahead and enjoy our meal for a while, and then we'll be back up and we'll present our what we call our State of Business address at that point in time. So thank you. Enjoy the meal.